as an educator, I don't think about just impacting one person. As an educator, you're impacting everyone in your classroom. And then those children go and tell their parents, and then you're impacting them. And it just goes on and on and on. So as we do this, and you think about the power of the internet, you think about how many people are connected socially through Facebook and other means of social media, the world, you got to think in a global mindset, and that's what technology do for us. It flattens the ladder. It makes us accessible to have information, and as long as we have access to that technology, there is no limits. Students could go onto the computer and Google and research any information that they could possibly find, courses online for free. And once you have access to that, the opportunities are endless.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I did get involved with Mouse, I think about 4 or 5 years ago. I'm on their e-board. And how I actually got involved with them, I would volunteer at their maker nights. So they would have these monthly maker sessions where kids from all over New York City would come into their office, and we would just sit there and whoever came, I would man the coding stations and help them out. And that's how I kind of got involved with Mouse. But with actually to a greater point, why is this important? I think it comes down to freedom. You know, I think freedom, I believe that word means the ability to, or the power to act, speak, or even feel without hindrance or restraint, right? Mm-hmm. And so for me, I don't really look at this whole technical spectrum. I see it as, for me, what was dear to me was coding, or software development. And coding was my freedom, right? It provided me a way to build wealth. It provided me a way to build, to be creative, the freedom to be creative, if that makes any sense. You know, I'm gonna shoot some names out to you guys. Jan Kuhn, or maybe Kevin Systrom, or I'm not sure if you heard any of these names or you know any of these names, or Brandon Arib. So these three names are the last 3 founders who created companies that were acquired by Facebook. Okay? For all of them for 1 billion or more. What did they have that was special? All of them pretty much just started early. They started young and were able to get this education, this retooling of their mind to be able to say, okay, I can do this, I can be creative, I can actually build wealth, I have this freedom, right? So with that being said, you know, I think what Mouse is capable of doing, obviously not just with us, it's with the people who are on the e-board, it's with the Mouse organization, it's with the people like yourself who help and donate to Mouse. You're gonna be providing kids who are unfortunately typically not able to have where the wealth gap right now is so extreme. You're able to actually help close that gap because you're providing them skills that are allowing them to attack jobs that are literally the most sought after jobs. These jobs have the highest median entry level pay at $86,000 a year, way higher than any other job that at an entry level. You're actually affecting the wealth gap. And so that's what I would say, freedom. And that's what we're providing.
All right.
So one final question. So I said earlier that the Code 45 Foundation was about a group of friends asking each other and themselves, what's next? What do you feel is the next step? What can we do collectively, mega collectively, to move the needle and start to move things in a better direction? Am I going to start with you, Mr.?
To move the needle. I would say, literally, I mean, you're even as an adult, you can say, I would say stop being users or consumers, start being creators.
There you go. There you go.
I mean, I think I'll keep it simple. That's pretty much it. So if you don't know how to do some type of software, technology, or anything like that, there's ways of learning, there's online resources, there's a whole, it's so amazing the time that we're in because everything is at your disposal. And the only reason it's not happening is because of you.
Absolutely. Okay.
What I would say is next is taking a small step. I have this conversation a lot with a lot of my friends, and sometimes people, they go to work, they go home, go back to work, go back to home, maybe do something social on the weekend, maybe go to church, maybe go out to an outing, and then that's it. And there's so many organizations like Mouse.org that are looking for volunteers. And when you think about the word philanthropist, and it was mentioned earlier, I was like, oh my gosh, we didn't even rehearse this. This is exactly real, 100%. And philanthropy is really about your time, talent, and treasures. So when you think about your time, just think about a moment. It could be a one-day event, or it could be something that's consistent where you're mentoring someone. Your talents, as you gave back with your talents, teaching students how to code. And then your treasure, you're giving money as small as, whether it's $1, $100, $2,000 that they're asking for tonight. But, just come with that mindset that you have the ability to inspire that next change in students and within yourselves.
Thank you.
Thank you to this wonderful panel, and thanks again to all of you. I'm going to turn it back over to the DJ and the air horns and everything else. Thank you all.